Little Johnny goes back to school after the Thanksgiving break. In class, the teacher asks if anyone hadn't learned any new experiences during the Thanksgiving time off. She asked Susie, who responded, "I spilled my milk all over the dinner table, and I learned not to cry over spilled milk." The teacher says, "Very good, Susie," and then asks little Johnny next. Johnny excitedly begins telling the class what he learned. "One time during the Vietnam War, my Uncle Joe found himself trapped behind enemy lines. All he had was a bottle of whiskey, an M16 rifle with 30 bullets and a bayonet knife, surrounded by 50 enemy troops. He first chugged the whole bottle of whiskey, then he shot 30 enemies, and when the ammo was gone, he bum rushes the last 20 men with his bayonet, and got them all. And he was completely unscathed." The other kids in his class was stunned into complete silence by the incredible story. After a moment's silence, the teacher says to Johnny, "That was an unusual but amazing story. What lesson did you learn from that?" Little Johnny replies, "To not fuck with my uncle when he's been drinking." In little Johnny's class, they were learning about government. The teacher gave them for homework that day to go home and ask their parents what the government is. When little Johnny got home that day, he went up to his dad and asked what the government was. His dad thought for a while and answered, "Look at it this way. I'm the president, your mom is Congress, your maid is the workforce, you are the people, and your baby brother is the future." Little Johnny still did not understand. "Sleep on it, and you will for sure understand it better tomorrow," his dad said. "Okay then, good night," Johnny said, and went to bed. In the middle of the night, Johnny was awakened by his baby brothers crying. Going to his crib to check on him, he saw that he had taken a huge crap in his diaper, so he went to his parents' room for help. He peeped into the room and saw his mother loudly snoring, but his dad was not in the bed. So he went to check the other bedrooms. He checked the maid's room and peeped in the keyhole. There he saw his father raw-dogging the maid. Johnny was surprised, but then realized something. "Oh, now I understand what the government is. The president is fucking the workforce, while Congress is fast asleep, nobody cares about the people, and the future is full of shit." Little Johnny was doing his math homework. He said to himself, 3 plus 5, that son of a bitch is 8. 4 plus 7, that son of a bitch is 10. His mother overheard what he was saying in his room and, shocked, went in and asked, "For the love of God, what are you doing?" Surprised of his upset mother, little Johnny responded, "I'm just doing my math homework. Is this how your teacher has taught you to do it?" She asked. "Yes," little Johnny responded. Infuriated, his mother called the teacher the next day. "What the hell kind of language are you teaching my son in math class?" The teacher, confused, replied, "Right now, we are learning addition." The mother then asked, "And are you teaching them to say 3 plus 5, that son of a bitch is 8? The teacher started laughing. Little Johnny's mother became very angry. "Is this a joke to you?" she said. The teacher stopped laughing and said, No, of course not. But what I taught them was 3 plus 5, the sum of which is 8. Little Johnny and his 3 friends were sitting on a bench outside of school, bragging about their father's eating habits. The first friend says, "My father is so cool. He can eat 5 hamburgers in a single meal." The second friend scoffs at it and says, "That's nothing. My dad can eat 8 in a single sitting." "Oh yeah, he can eat 8? Wow, big deal. My father can eat 10 and still have room for dessert," the third friend says. Little Johnny bursts into laughter and says, "Burgers? Desserts? My dad can eat light bulbs. Beat that," he said with confidence. The other boys just looks at him and says, "You're insane, Johnny. You can't eat light bulbs." "Why do you think he can do that?" they ask, questioning why he believes his father can eat light bulbs. Johnny confidently responds, "Well, last night when I passed my parents' room, my dad said to my mom, 'Honey, turn off that light. I want to eat that thing.'"